Welcome to Less Lethal Defense. I'm Seth, and today I'm going to be reviewing the Key Defender by ASP. Armament Systems and Procedures, or ASP for short. Honestly, until a couple days ago, I had no idea what ASP stood for. I've used their products for years and never thought to look it up. When you think about an ASP, you usually think about one of these, a collapsible baton. That's not what we're going to be talking about today, but this is what the company was founded on back in 1976 in Appleton, Wisconsin. And immediately it was picked up by the Secret Service of the United States. And then shortly after that, other agencies throughout the country and the world. And now they're even available to the civilian market. Now, ASP also developed lines of flashlights, pepper sprays, and even handcuffs. Their motto is to provide the finest tools for law enforcement, and they stick to that motto. Their products are awesome. I mean, I don't know what else to say about them. What we're going to be focused on today is their line of pepper sprays. They have some proprietary systems. Now, their pepper spray market is not the biggest part of the company, but the quality is still there. They haven't skimped on the pepper spray or the delivery system. This is the ASP Key Defender, the key to your safety. I think ASP says that because the idea is you hook your keys to your Key Defender and you'll always have your safety pepper spray in hand. So it is 5 7/5 inches in length and weighs 2 ounces. It's made out of aerospace aluminums, and it's been machined on the nozzle and the trigger mechanism. It uses a pressurized aerosol, which is the smallest on the market. You can see that it doesn't look like your standard pepper spray. Most pepper sprays you spray like this. That's not how this one works. You actually put your thumb through there. You don't have to, but the company, and I think it's a better idea because you hold on to it if you were to drop it. It does have these grooves cut in so that you can have a good hold even when it's wet. So you apply pressure to the end, which pushes down into the tube and pushes your aerosol out, which initiates your pepper spray. It does have a very interesting safety. So it's this plastic piece here at the end, and you have to flick it open. So you can see there, that's on safe. And then you bring it up, and that's on fire. Now it's empty, so there's nothing going to come out. Now, even if it is open, because it requires pressure, it's not going to accidentally fire. So if you did take it off safe and you're holding it, you're not going to accidentally fire just by applying a little bit of pressure to it. You have to apply a lot of pressure to it. Now, if you have hand or mobility problems, you're still not going to have any issue with it. It's not going to accidentally depress like some of the other products on the market. You do have to kind of get used to flicking that safety off. On is pretty simple, but flicking it off, something I would recommend to practice with. Now, what goes inside this is the water practice cartridge. It says test on it, it's blue. It is just water. It does have an aerosol in it, so you will have to be a little careful when spraying it because it's going to have a smell. It's not going to hurt anything, but you would take off the cap, you slide it in, and you simply just tighten it back up. It has O-rings on both ends, so you can take these off to clean it if you need to. They are watertight, and now you're in business. And like I said, you can see now that I've taken it off safety and I'm pressing it, see, I had to give it a little bit more. It's kind of empty already, but you have to apply pressure. It won't accidentally go off. You're not going to slip and push that. So this is pretty simple to use. You don't have to shake. You don't have to shake it because the aerosol is already ready to go. It does have an effective range of about 5 feet, which is not that far. It does allow your attacker to get a little closer. Because of it being that space age metal, aluminum, you could actually hit someone. This is a very strong piece of metal, so it can become a kubaton, which is another self-defense tool. But if you had to, you could strike somebody or even just whack them. Now with your keys attached, when you have your keys like this and you were to spray someone, you could also fling your keys, and that could do damage to a potential attacker. Also, most keys, can be a little sharp. That could cut someone's face, and then you have DNA, which is awesome. So this is more than just pepper spray. There's like 3 different applications that can be used on it. Now, it is a little long. They do make a smaller version called the Palm Defender. It does have less OC, so you're not going to get as many sprays. So you're able to get effectively 5 bursts out of each cartridge. So if one is not enough, you can definitely fire more than one. The pepper spray does not have a dye in it. So once it's been sprayed, there is no way to trace it like some of the other pepper sprays on the market. But that's not the biggest deal. The quality here is just unmatched. What's really great is if you don't like the key ring, you can take it off, and then you can also get the quick attach one, so that in the event that you're taking it, you have your keys with you and you don't want to carry it, or you're not allowed to carry it in somewhere, you can quickly detach it and leave it, or you could detach it and give it to somebody else. In the event that maybe you wanted to focus on opening the door and you want someone to be able to protect you. It is so slim that it's pretty concealable. I mean, I can hold it here and you wouldn't know it was there, and if someone came, bam, it's go time. You don't really have to aim. I mean, personally, I bring it up to my face like this so I can, point it at the attacker. When the gas comes out, it's going to spread, so you just kind of have to point it in their direction. But because of the 5-foot distance, you're going to have to let them get pretty close. Now you're going to be aiming for the eyes and nose like you would with any other pepper spray. This area, if you can, yes, the best idea is to sweep the eyes, so you're getting both. You're always going to want to sweep. Now, you can always aim a little bit higher, like in the eyebrows, because then it's going to hit the eyes, but you really want to aim for the eyes, because that's where the pepper spray is going to be the most effective. Now, if you were to hang this on your keys, what you also can do is you can put it in your pocket, and then you could have your keys hanging out. If you do wear it on a lanyard, it is going to be pretty visible, because it's just going to, it's a metal tube. Now, they do come in several different colors. I mean, we're talking red, green, pink, yellow, orange. I mean, all the popular colors, and you can even have them engraved with your name or someone else's name or saying. ASP does that on their website, so that's pretty cool. It does come with 1 inert, and it comes with 1 heat. So heat is obviously going to be your pepper spray. So you do have the chance to practice before you actually go out there and use your real stuff. You can buy additional inserts. And like I said, if you were to drop this and it gets dirty, you can run it under some water. Super easy to clean, because it is sealed with the O-rings. It's not no water's going to get inside. So even if you were to drop these and then you had to immediately use it, you're going to be fine. The safety is the one thing you have to really work with, because it's not something you normally would do with your thumb. Now I've done this enough that I kind of have a little bit of memory to do it, but it's still not the easiest. And then if you've got your thumb inside of the trigger, you'd have to do it with another finger here, and then it pushes up. So it's almost one of those, you want to do it with 2 hands, is open up that safety and then put your thumb through the trigger so you can fire it. But you're going to want to work on that. If you choose this to be your self-defense tool, then you're going to want to work on it. So I wanted to go over the Key Defender a little bit closer for you. So I attached my keys to the end here, and you can see how they hang off. So like I said before, if you wanted to strike someone, with it, you could. Now, imagine you have this in your key ignition. That is going to be hanging. Yeah, it's almost 6 inches there, so that could be a little cumbersome while you're driving or in your pocket or purse or bag. But I wanted you to see that firsthand. And this is the hot cartridge. You can see that this is all metal. The only plastic is the nozzle on top here. Real super easy to insert. I'm going to show you guys how to do that again. So I have the water one inside. So you simply just twist the back, tilt it down, and pull her out. There's the water. Solid metal. You can remove the cap here on the end. I'm going to show you that as well. So this is what this goes into on the end. And this is all machined. And you can see it's just a simple tube here. Nothing special about that. Put this a little back together. Drop it back in there. And here's the trigger. So once I remove the safety and I push it up, you can see this metal plunger pushes forward, and that is what pushes the aerosol out, is this metal plunger. So it's not plastic, it's all metal. And it has a pretty far travel. So like I said, there's no accidental discharges here. Now, I wouldn't recommend playing around with it, because if you accidentally spray this, you're going to have a bad day. It does have the textured grip. Now, one thing to note is the plastic safety does not have any texture on it. It is smooth, so if you are attempting to, when I go to push it, I use the little lip here so that I can get my thumb under there. But when you're going to push it back, there's nothing to grip onto. So I'd almost wish that ASP had maybe cut some lines into the safety just so it's a little easier to grip onto. You're not going to have any problems losing this. What you can see here, once again, if I was running this off a lanyard, that's how it's going to hang. And if you did decide to go with one of the other colored ones, they are going to stand out a little bit. Some people may notice what they are, some people may not. Because they're not as well known, civilians don't carry them as often. You may not recognize what this is if you see it. Someone may be mistaking this for a vape. Or they even have those metal pill containers. Now, it is quite large to be a pill container, but some people just don't pay attention. Now, with the smaller one, the ASP Palm Defender, it's about half the size, so that might be a better choice for concealment. But like I said, if you were to put this in your pocket, you kind of have your keys hanging out. It's easy to grab onto. You get that thumb in there. You can strike with it. You can poke with it. And if you had any other thing, like if you had a flashlight on your keys, you could easily transition. So overall, the make of this product is amazing. You can have one of these for years, and there is a little bit of a logo here, and that'll probably wear as the years go by, but it's still going to be, the metals, unless you're leaving this out in the elements, then it might rust. This thing's going to last you probably longer than your keys are. You'll break your keys before you're going to ever break this thing. Before I start the practical demonstration, I wanted to show you something really quick. So we've got the ASP Key Defender, and I have one of my selfie sticks. The only selfie stick I have. This is collapsible. I carry this around when I travel. I think it's another plus for the ASP, because look at this. I walk around in this, no one bats an eye at it. No one said anything, at least. They probably don't care. So having this, no one's probably even going to notice, especially if you got one of the bright colors, because most people would just think it's one of these or something else weird, but they probably wouldn't expect it to be pepper spray. So let's get to the practical demonstration. ASP claims that this can fire 5 feet. It's not very far, but it is a mist. There's several different types of pepper spray, the way that they're dispensed. You've got the stream, which is great for distance. You've got the mist, which is more for close range. You've got the gel streams, which are good for indoor. They don't have any blowback. And then you also have foam, and those are more like crowd control or like bear, and it's like a sticky foam, and it also works inside of buildings. But this particular spray is going to be the mist, just like you would see like at a theme park, or you have like those little mister fans. So it's going to be able to spread out, but that limits its range. Another thing that we're going to check out is whether or not it's going to blow back on the operator. So let's see what happens. The first shot's going to be fired at 5 feet by Adam. He's trying to hit the fence. You can see the mist went out and then got caught by the air. It did not hit the fence. The second shot will be fired at 4 feet. You can see that the wind caught it again, and this time actually blew it back towards Adam. Now we're going to be firing it from 3 feet. At this distance, it did actually hit the fence. There was a little blowback, but it did not affect Adam. Now this is a picture of Adam carrying it on his carabiner. You can see that it does hang a little low. He did wear it for about a week before he eventually removed it from the carabiner. I wanted him to be comfortable with it. I also wanted you guys to see how it will hang from a carabiner. It's everyone's favorite time, the live demonstration. Of course, my operator is going to be Adam again, because who else would do it? Well, lots of people, but right now it's still Adam. We're going to be doing a scenario, and Adam is going to be accosted by somebody. When he feels uncomfortable or the situation becomes unsafe, he is going to deploy the ASP and attempt to escape. The attacker will attack until he's either stopped or the scenario is over. I hope you guys enjoy this, because of course, I'm not. Hey man, you got any money?
Sorry, dude.
Sure,
not
you ain't
today.
got a buck to spare? Come on, man. Give me some money. Hey man, you got any money?
Sorry, dude.
Sure, you ain't got a buck to spare? Come on, man. Give me some money. We've learned a lot from the live demonstration. First off, it didn't work that well. Now, you have to remember that these products are mostly tested in closed environments. They're tested under the perfect conditions, and I don't do that. Obviously, it was raining that day. And Adam and I are very close. When he sprayed me, he did get me in the face. But it wasn't a perfect shot. And although there were effects to it, it didn't take me out of the game. I was able to grab a hold of Adam. Now, what you didn't see off camera was the spray eventually did get me, but it didn't put me out of commission nearly as bad as some of the other sprays on the market. And once again, shot placement is a factor. If I were to just be sprayed in the face by every one of these, we'd see pretty much the same effect. The idea is we're testing out how this product works in a real world environment. And that's exactly what I did. So you can see from the videos that, it got me in the face. Like I said, it eventually did affect my eyes, but the decontamination did not take that long and the effects wore off pretty quickly. He was able to get off several shots, which was great. I don't even think he used the whole canister. And he didn't obviously hit me with the keys or try to strike me, which I greatly appreciated. So it's a little difficult to get a full read on the ASP Key Defender, but the live demonstration, I did learn a lot. Now that I've conducted all of my tests and collected all of my data, I'm prepared to give my final review and rating of the ASP Key Defender. I'd like to talk about the pros before I get into the cons. The pros, I love how the ASP Key Defender is manufactured. You've got the space age aluminum, you've got the milled front and back parts, you've got the nickel trigger. This thing is built tough. I mean, it's not gonna ever break. You can take it all apart and clean it. Super easy to use. The safety, although it is a little awkward, it does function really well. The proprietary canisters are great because I don't have to worry about accidentally pushing it even if I take the safety off. And they're so quick and easy to replace. They're really great. You don't have to shake it like some of the other products. It's already it's ready to go right out of the box. Most people aren't gonna have any problem using this. Elderly, young people, even people who have issues with their hands. Like I said, anyone can use it. Pretty easy, it's a point and spray. Now the cons. The distance. 5 feet is not very far. Like I always say, distance is your friend. You don't want anyone too close to you. 5 feet is very close. And it actually isn't even that effective in 5 feet with any sort of wind blowing. So the person's gonna have to be close before you actually can use this. And if the wind is working against you, you're in a bad situation. Also, if you wanted to use the other ways to defend yourself, like the coup baton strike or striking with your keys, once again, you're within arm's reach. So you're in a close situation. And if you were to spray someone too close to yourself, you are going to get secondary exposure. That's not ideal. So this is going to be difficult because this is not necessarily a pro or con, but the safety. I like it as a pro, but I also like it as a con, if that makes sense. Because of the way it's operated, you have to, I mean, you can do it with either hand. And once again, I've had a lot of practice with this, but you can't do it. I mean, it's really meant to only be operated with your thumb. And if you have problems with that, and it's not textured in any way, so it could slip. And if you're in a rainy or wet environment, or your hands maybe have oil on them, just natural skin oil, not like motor oil, you may have difficulties flipping and getting that safety off. And if you push on the wrong side, so if I'm pushing on the seam side, it won't do anything. So I actually have to make sure that I index it in the right location, or I'm gonna have problems. So if this thing is on your key ring, it spins, so you can see, so it spins. So if I'm not paying attention, I'm just holding this. If I don't have my finger in position, I could be pushing against the seam and it will not open. So it's kind of a pro and a con. Still, it's a good product. So with the limited distance and the spray not being as effective, I'm going to have to give the ASP Key Defender a 4.5. I think they could improve it. I still would use it. It's just gonna be close. It's gonna be really close. I prefer something that has got a little bit more distance. And if you go with the smaller ASP Palm Defender, you're actually going to lose a lot of your spray. It's gonna be more concealable. Would I recommend this to somebody? Sure. Do I think it's the best option? No. I love the construction. I really wanted to give this a higher rating, but I just can't. Doesn't mean I hate it. 4.5 is still pretty good, but I think there are better products on the market. If you do want one of the ASP Key Defenders, you can go to their website. It's tagged in the bio, and you can customize these. So once again, you can put the colors, you can put names, all sorts of cool stuff on there, which is actually another feature. I'm gonna throw that back in the Pro. Since it is customizable, you actually can put your name on there. So let's just say that you did use it, and maybe the attacker got a hold of it. Since it's customizable with your name, and it's like, let's just say you picked blue, and it's got, like I put Seth on there. If I were to have dropped this somewhere, it's evidence. It's customizable, so they know exactly who it belonged to. If I had to use it, I can show people, hey, this was mine. It's attached to my keys as another identifier. Hey, there's a ASP Palm Defender or Key Defender on there, and it's got my name on it, and it's bright blue. So that's a Pro. I'm gonna throw it back in the Pro column. Apologies. Still not gonna change my overall rating. Like I said, if you want one, check out ASP. And if you do get it, please go out and try the practice spray so that you know exactly how to use it. Unload it and do work on that safety so you get it down and you don't have any problems getting that thing operational. I hope you enjoyed my review. If you did, hit the like button. If you want to see more reviews, hit the subscribe button and make sure notifications are turned on so you'll get an up-to-date notification when I post the next review. You can also follow me on TikTok and Instagram. If you have any questions, comments, or there's a product you'd like to see me review, please send me an email. And until next time, stay safe.